Orla Farrell of EasyTreesie.com. So I'm with the charity Crown Trees for Ireland. We have 1 million school children in Ireland and we're planting 1 tree per child over the next 4 years.
So hi, I'm Steve Doody and I'm here with EasyTreesie.com. We're planting an apple tree here today in Santry.
I'm a teacher and in our school in Baldoyle we planted some trees at the Millennium, and it was a very successful project because it was quite easy to do and the children got great benefit from watching all the birds that came to visit the trees and all the wildlife that moved in. There were so many benefits to it that I thought it would be a great project to extend.
I was involved with the Climate Ambassador programme on Tashka and I know Orla from there. So I've been planting trees now maybe 3 or 4 years and I've done a couple of different projects with Orla.
So we did a similar project then when we amalgamated with the girls' school, and by then we'd run out of space to plant in our school. So we asked Fingal County Council could they give us some space in a local park. And by then I was running the Green Flag programme, the An Taisce Green Schools programme in our school, and we had come across the Plant for the Planet project.
People know the primary benefits of the clean air and give us oxygen, they give us fruit, but they also tend to reduce flooding. They increase the value of property prices in the area. They reduce the heating bills, air conditioning bills.
We called our project Easy Treesie. The children came up with the name because it's not that hard to plant a tree, and when it's in your local area the children really enjoy, they've told me, and so have their parents, they enjoy walking to school. By knowing the local trees in their local area, we found that there's a much decreased incidence of vandalism, for example, because they know that it takes so many years for a tree to grow to maturity. We've made a film of the 28 native trees of Ireland, so they learn the names of the trees.
I like planting trees, like digging it. When I scoop a shovel, I put the dirt in a pile. I like that part.
There's a huge disconnect between kids and understanding where their food comes from, how it's made, how it's grown and that kind of thing. And then biodiversity in general. If you don't have biodiversity, if you don't have trees and wildlife, you have bad quality air, bad health, all that kind of thing.
For us, it's wonderful that the trees can do a lot of minding of themselves. Once they're not disturbed, once you know, the parks are aware that they're there, and so they've left the grass grow long around them.
An apple tree in itself will support maybe 300 different life forms when it's mature, everything from lichens to birds to small insects and that kind of thing.
We always plant with the permission of the landowners. That is very important, and then they help us with the maintenance and making sure that they're not trimmed away.
So we're planting an apple tree. If you think of a Granny Smith, for example, all Granny Smiths we have today come from an original Granny Smith tree. So what they did was cloned that tree. They cut a branch off it and then they graft that onto a rootstock, which is the bottom part here. You can see where this knuckle on it joins. If you plant the seed of a Granny Smith apple, when that grows into an apple tree, it will taste different to the original Granny Smith. So what they're trying to do is keep the same flavour, texture and type of apple the whole way through.
We've had support from the business community. Indeed, a business group came out here to help us out in Santry here in February.
This is a passport. So trees that are for export or moving around, they have to have one of these anywhere in Europe. So you know where the tree came from, its heritage, and that it's free from any invasive insects or fungi or anything like that.
We've gone from strength to strength, and today we've planted 100,000 and we're on about our 100,060th tree.
So you'll even see here with this little rootstock, the roots in the pot have started to turn in on themselves. It's what's becoming root bound. So to combat this, we've dug a square hole. so that when we put the tree into the hole, that the new root system, when it's growing out, it'll hit the square wall and it will keep going straight out. If it was a curved hole, it will hit that and turn back in upon itself, so the roots don't spread out as much and give the tree as much anchorage in the ground. This root ball here already, we've soaked this today, so adding water to it just to make it nice and wet, and we'll just pick out that a little bit.
Wherever we find public land to plant, then we are happy to come and plant there at the earliest date.
So we'll just get the root balls here and pick out. Sometimes if you have the sepateurs and there's any unneat roots, you can just trim them off as well. The root system will often look like a tree if you turn it up the other way. It's pretty much a copy of the top. So I'll put this in here then, and we'll just firm back in. So where the apple tree joins to the rootstock, the important thing is that that rootstock, where they join, is about this much above the ground. It's just so that any dirt gets up around this, it can start another set of roots. Stand her in there with your heel, just around the edge. Oh, you go back there. That's it, and we'll just... And that's how to plant an apple tree.
Trees will result in a 1 degree difference in temperature. Once we have our trillion trees planted, that is the aim, that this decade we will manage not to sort climate change, but it is certainly one of the simplest, easiest solutions to the heating of our planet that's occurring and that we see in the news every day.